Pehla question is going to be from Devanshi from MissMalani.com. Hello Devanshi, please stand up.
Hi.
Devanshi, I'm coming to you, don't worry. It's all good, come here. Wow.
Hi Aishwarya. Hi. Happy New Year. And to you. Welcome. Sorry. Our Twitter followers actually really wanted to know, Miss Malini Twitter followers wanted you to answer whether they saw your new ad for L'Oreal with your hair really short, and they wanted to know if you ever plan to really cut it, and what are any really big changes that you've done for a role or like appearance-wise.
There are many questions in there in one. Well, to begin with, it was great fun to experiment with the hair length for the commercial, and it was really, I think it was a great idea that the team came up with, and an impactful visual, because it did, look, if it's got you started talking, it's piqued the viewer's interest enough to be even talking about it, then we as a team have achieved in the world of advertising and marketing to do just that, to get people to talk about what they have visually just witnessed. And that kind of visual imaging was a definite new, because for the longest time I've always been seen with wearing a longer length of hair, and probably largely in a lot of my roles also where I played characters from literature or from history, it's even larger, longer lengths of hair. So this was a new image, and I'm glad it received the kind of chatter and interest that it did. And the idea that I appreciated with that ad campaign, it's another product of L'Oreal, it's not the lipstick, but I'm happy to speak about it, was where we were discussing that very often, and that I'm sure a lot of women will agree, the length of our hair is decided by the state your hair is in. You end up going for a trim, and then at that point possibly experimenting with the length of your hair when you're sitting with your hairdresser, because your hair has probably had damaged ends, or a cut has grown out and you're not sure because of treatment or whatever else, or your lack of having time to pay attention to your hair, that it's gone through damage, and that's what decides the length of your hair. Whereas what we said is, let that not be the deciding factor anymore, because the product that you're going to use is not going to allow that kind of damage to happen. So I thought it was such an honest and true reading of us and the length of our hair. Very rarely do we go and very rarely, a lot of women of course just decide to choose how they want to wear their hair, but largely it is based on the state your hair is in. And so that entire idea rang through, the imagery, the visual was new, and I got the opportunity to sport shorter hair. So that was fun. Have I ever worn my hair that short? I'll tell you, all through before I joined showbiz, all through my college years, school years, I always had short hair. So that to me personally was a shout out to the way I used to wear my hair way earlier. And it was fun to kind of re-experience that length of hair. And would I ever experiment with the length of my hair? I always have. I mean, if I've done such long hair pieces, even that is a natural to me. So I have done a lot vis-a-vis what my character requires or entails. And that's something I've always done. So if it means going shorter as well, if it's required for a character, of course. And I'm sure the brand will back me on that.
Thank you so much, Devanshi. Thank you, Aishwarya.
Hi, Manshi and Aishwarya.
Where are you, ma'am? Where are you? Where's this
Here.
question? Where? Oh, please stand up. Come on, we want to look at you, ma'am. What's your name?
Sasha.
From?
Hi,
From
Sasha.
Madhya.
How I see you. Hi.
First of all, wishing you a very, very happy new year.
To you.
And Manshi, I want to start with you. What sort of transition have you seen in lip colors, of late? Because earlier the women, we talk about Indian women, they were really scared to kind of experiment. So can you share, the kind of whatever feedbacks you've been getting from your clients?
In the last year and a half or 2 years, we've seen that women in India were wanting to wear hotter shades, so brighter shades. So pop last year. There were a lot of pop colors that were in vogue. So there were pinks and, corals actually came into the picture last year. So pinks and corals. And I think what we've tried to do from that is now we know that the Indian woman is open to trying brighter than colors. And what better than red? Because, like Ash said, red is such an integral part of our lives and everything. And net, if you wear red of any shade, you don't need anything else to accessorize. So it's really bright, it works on our kind of skin tone. So it's the next new thing to do.
Right. And Aishwarya, I mean, what message would you give to all the young girls out there who are still kind of scared to try the color red? And also, what are the tips that you follow to, have a flawless red lips?
Well, honestly, like I think I answered the first part of your question in everything that I said earlier about how I don't think people are scared. People are just curious about the response to the color. But recently, the trend has been to enjoy color in, like you have a pop of it, either in your accessories, in your clothing, but in makeup as well. The trend has been growing, and wonderfully, it has already, in fact, reached. Red has already hit town. You've seen it over the last 2 months and only growing that much more popular. So, I don't have any, I'm very, very confident about how well red is appreciated as a color. And about if there are any trepidations, I myself said how I just shared my experience with, natural tones and nudes vis-a-vis actually going with pop, let alone going with red. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I've actually experimented with it in various roles of your everyday. Be it me at a glam situation, be me at right now a press meet, be at an Indian event, at my birthday at home. I think people have seen pictures up already. Because I mean, there was no, I couldn't really get into any other kind of talking up or dressing up. I was putting my baby to bed and then joining friends at home. So I just quickly put on a red color, and I felt ready to kind of greet and host a party at home. I did that at the Indian festivity of Diwali. I've done it off an aircraft, just quickly getting down if you're going to, meet with a whole load of people interested in taking pictures. So to feel relatively more turned out than just, rolling out of your personal space. I've tried that. I've tried it to a dinner. So it's fun. And what's particularly beautiful about this collection, and I share this woman to woman, is the fact that it doesn't run, it doesn't spread that easily. And that's something we'd always be concerned about when you wear a bold color, and especially something as beautiful and strong as red. You do not want it to run, to spread. And so this has long wear. But at the same time, while it is matte, and what you do experience with, and I don't know, well guys, this is not for you, it's for the girls, it's the technical jargon here, but they will get it because it's important. The thing about long wear lipsticks is you wonder if it gets a bit too drying, but this is moist, and this was something that excited me because I always like a touch of something natural, and this has jojoba oil, and that's something that made me feel more confident again with wearing a strong color, to know that it is infused with a natural oil that could be good to actually moisturize your lip as well, because it has a stain, and with stain you want a little bit of health and naturalness also infused. So these colors have that. So this detail definitely excited me. That's why I've been wearing it so much more.
All right, next question, ma'am. Hello.
Hi Aishwarya.
Hi.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you.
And to you, and
You
to
are
you.
looking stunning.
Ma'am, you're wearing red, are you? Yeah. Wow, give it up, come on.
Thank
Come
you.
on.
Aishwarya, I would like to ask you, since years after years you are there on the Cannes, so what is your beauty mantra, and wanted to know what is the global trends of Indian women there in the Cannes?
Wow. Well, firstly, yes, I do thank L'Oreal for having given me the opportunity to revisit Cannes. The first time I got to be there was with Devdas, and I know I'm getting repetitive for all of you who've heard this so often, but since we have touched upon Cannes, I cannot not share that very important beginning with my experience with Cannes. and meaningful because it was with our very own film Devdas, where incidentally I was turning around with red, with Lal Gulal. So, which is a very strong imagery and recall of Paro from the movie. So I think it's kind of valid that we do a shout out to Devdas. And yeah, thereon I got the opportunity to revisit the wonderful Cannes Festival as a L'Oreal Global Ambassador, and I'm very, very thankful for each experience, honestly, because each one has been one that has been a growing experience for me, also with my own personal growth and experience. You get to come away with a lot, you get to give a lot with each passing year. So that has been tremendous and much cherished year after year. And in terms of what do I see as, you said, the global trend for the Indian at Cannes? You know, what's really nice is, yes, I did wear a lot more Indian designers earlier. And then, actually, and with due respect to the brand, since I was part of the international dream team, L'Oreal Paris had, and I do back that idea, they had the idea that let us actually have women from different nationalities internationally not wear their nationality. Let them be recognized as women of the world. And however much we might agree or disagree, internationally gowns is like the universal traditional wear. That is the traditional wear. And hence, universally, they would have women from different parts of the world, from their international dream team, work together, so the world gets to witness women of the world on the international red carpet at Cannes. And that's how we stopped wearing our own traditional wear and kept it universally gowns, and at the same time get the opportunity to display all that L'Oreal has to show in terms of their makeup trends, in the different ways you can style your hair, because at the end of the day, this is a cosmetic giant, and that is the opportunity for us to share with the world the trends that the brand sees as opportune to share with the world at that time. So that's the role we're playing there. We are the brand ambassadors on that platform. If I was going there at if I ever visited the India Pavilion, or I went there with a movie of my own, even if it is for a press meet, then that's the opportunity for us to do what we want to do vis-a-vis, say, the film, what language or imagery the producer, the director wants to put out, whether we want to do something in character or out of character from the film. So there is that kind of discussion and thought that goes into it, and accordingly the role is played out for the international media to take home with them. So that's what we really do on the public platform. But at the same time, what's been nice is in the recent past, and here I'd like to thank L'Oreal India, where with my counterparts here, I have had the opportunity to wear a couple of Indian designers, albeit the silhouette need not necessarily be strongly Indian. But I have been, if I'm there for 3 days, at least if not more, I definitely find the opportunity to showcase the talents of our designers in possibly traditional wear, or at least you get to see the embroidery, the workmanship in a Western silhouette on that platform. So that's something I've always shared, because primarily in the recent years, I've definitely been going there singularly as the L'Oreal brand ambassador. So my professionalism to the brand calls for me to play the role I'm meant to play. So in an actor's life, makeup is, we worship it. It's part of our, it's our morning puja. The first thing we do is we worship our makeup and then start putting it on. And then act back up